Talking about workplace stress, let's go across to Tobago with Dr. Crystal Benjamin, and she's going to explain to me how to deal with this stress. Yeah, Dr.
All right,
Benjamin?
sounds good.
Hi, good morning, Trinidad and
Good
Tobago. Good
morning.
morning, Rishi, and good morning, Kyrie.
Good morning.
Crystal,
So,
I am stressed out. I can't tie the knot.
yeah, so, how do you know you're stressed, right? So that's one of the first
Well,
questions.
right now I feel annoyed, I feel agitated, I feel irritable.
Exactly. Those are great indicators of stress. If you're feeling annoyed, agitated, and that's happening a lot in your job, if you're experiencing a lot of headaches, if you're finding yourself tired a lot, if you're even experiencing diarrhea or constipation, you just have an overall sense of, oh my goodness, something is not okay, then that's a good indication that you're stressed. Some people may even bleed or have medical complications. So this can get very, very serious for persons. Stress should not be taken lightly.
Yeah. And the question is though, how do we manage that?
That's a good question. The first thing is to recognize that something is off, that something is not going that well. And persons who check their doctors regularly, maybe every year or so, may be able to catch it sooner than someone who doesn't. So if you're doing your regular checks, that's great. Then you and your doctor might be able to identify, okay, something is off. Persons who don't do that, even though that's not recommended, um, you taking some time off to really ask yourself what's going on. Do you find yourself having headaches or needing to use tablets a lot, medication a lot? Do you find yourself, being tired and sleepy and groggy a lot? Look at what you're eating. Do you see yourself overeating? Do you see yourself undereating? Are you craving sugary foods and those type
Mm-hmm.
of things? And it really requires for you to become something like that. I like to say, become unbusy, meaning that if you're just running around busy, you might not be able to realize it. It really requires for you to take some time to understand what's going on with your body. Another thing, if you're sick a lot, so if you notice that you're taking a lot of sick leave, and some persons even go into no paid sick leave because they exhaust all of their paid sick leave, then that's a good indication that something is off.
Yeah, and you mentioned all of those things and some of the how you can manage it. But the thing is, how do you tell your boss that I'm feeling stressed out? I may need a couple of days off. Can you assist me? I'm feeling tired. How do you go about doing that? Approaching your boss?
Yeah, Rishi, that it really depends on the relationship you have with your boss, right? Some bosses understand how emotional stress can affect your work, and others may need some motivation. What I would say is most organizations, at least public sector organizations and larger companies, will have something called an EAP. So that's an employee assistance program. And with that program, they're there to support employees. So they offer counseling, they may do presentations as well, crisis intervention. So if you want to know how you can access that type of service, or if you have that service, check your HR department first. So if you're a part of a larger organization, check HR. They're usually there to support staff and the human resource. Check them first. If your organization is not that type of organization, then I would say go check your physician, a psychologist, a counselor, what have you, to see if you can get that type of backing. So you get that professional input versus your boss thinking that you're just
Mm-hmm.
trying to get the time off.
Yeah, and have you dealt with people who would have complained about work stress?
Of course, of course. My company, we actually do employee assistance programs. So I've seen it. It's something that truly affects the workplace, your productivity. Even though people are regular at the job, sometimes they're not able to focus, they're not able to function. And it's not that they're lazy. It's just that some of us experience something called role overload. We just have way too much going on. When you couple family life with work life, with trying to manage the bills and just trying to manage your own well-being, it can become a lot and it just piles on and on. And if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not exercising, if you're not eating well, if you're not drinking enough water, then that could be a huge problem. Like most people who do a lot of sit-down jobs, so they're in the office a lot, if you're not walking around, if you're not tracking your steps, you'd recognize that we're having very little exercise and that our body was made to move.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to people to manage their stress
Definitely.
level?
I would say the first step is to access some help. You're not alone in this. If your organization has an HR department, check with your HR, ask them, do I have an employee assistance program? Do I have access to that? And the cool thing about that, it's not most companies, it's not just you can bring your family members as well. So if you have a family issue that you're trying to work through, financial issue, then they'll be more than happy to help you. So I would say access help if you're experiencing stress. Another thing that people take lightly that you can do right away and it could give you immediate results is deep breathing. And if you need some help with that, if you've never done that, you could just YouTube deep breathing or guided meditation. And you would recognize that there's someone there really guiding you through how you could just relax. Deep breathing helps you to just reduce your heart rate, just to, manage your thoughts. Sometimes we have so many things going on in our mind. It helps us to manage our thoughts, manage what's going on, and come down to a place of calm. And really quickly, going to the beach. We live on an island. I mean, Tobago is smaller, so we are closer to the beach. But even in Trinidad, go to the beach when you have some time off. Yes, you have a lot going on, but that's okay. Just take some time, go to the beach. The beach is very relaxing.
And that
just
sounds
the
like a plan,
waves and the breeze.
That sounds like a plan. And I think that may be my plan for after work this morning, Carrie.
Well, I actually went to the beach yesterday after
You did?
work. Yeah, I did.
And you didn't invite. And this is what I have to
Nice.
deal with on a daily basis, Dr. Benjamin. They do stuff without me. But it's also good for co-workers to do stuff together. That can help with stress.
That can help with stress, but sometimes it could add. It really depends on the relationship, right?
So we need to monitor how much of the co-workers we have. Thank you very much, Dr. Crystal Benjamin, for chatting with us this morning, talking about managing workplace stress, an important conversation.
Yes, definitely
Carrie,
an important conversation. And, I always like linking up with Dr. Crystal Benjamin because she has so much insight and she adds so much knowledge to our knowledge base here and, different ways to approach things that deal with the mind.
And I'm sure that this is not going to be the last time we're hearing from her. Dr. Benjamin, have a great day today.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure chatting with you guys. Have a wonderful day.
All right,
as well.
take care. And so